So I know you came here to watch me sort of challenge Tipster and everything, and I do, and I think I get right to it. But if you came here to see me go after him on Vosh, Keffels, or what they might call evil art, let's put it that way, you came to the wrong place. Number one, I'm not prepped for it. Number two, I hate bread too. Number three was my birthday streams. Number four, I got bigger issues with him. And you know what? I'm going to talk about his character and his actions, the way he's treated his friends and the way he treated me personally, which is bad enough as it is. And, I'm like a big believer. You can think whatever you want, including something that inaction is criminal. I'm not saying he believes anything that inaction is criminal. I'm not saying that, I'm making no accusations, but I do stand by the principle, you can think what you like. All right. I might not have anything to do with you. I might say you're an idiot. I might say you're a bad person. But you can think it. So, and not to mention the fact I wasn't really on, Tipster said this and that's, oh my God. And he said a lot of dumb stuff. I do remember that. And that's another problem. I don't remember everything. So I'm no position, but I do remember what he did to me. I do remember what he did to others. And that's what we're here for. So you're expecting some kind of like a bread tube, like political challenge. You're not going to get it. I didn't do it. I'm not interested in it. It's that kind of essay stuff and evil art stuff. It's never been interesting to me. YouTubers are interesting to me, like Vosh and Couples, but I don't even remember all the ins and outs. I was totally not prepped for it. There is one thing, however, that I wish I pushed back on. He makes a comment about Augie being all like Jason. When I challenged him, I thought he kind of shoehorned us all in there. I did not push back on that like I should have or like I would have liked to. I know Augie's made some nutty stuff. I don't remember them all, but if I remember correctly, Augie made a lot of crazy comments when he was 16. I've known Augie since he was 15 or 16 years old. And I also know when you're a teenager, you think you know it all and nobody can tell you different. He showed me that in open folders. And a lot of the more extreme positions you might have kind of just go away with living everyday life, paying your taxes, paying your rent, getting things done, you're just not as binary on issues. There's movement there. I think Augie is a much different man than the boy I knew. And if he has made any more extreme statements that would mirror the alt-right, I'm not even familiar with him. So, and I don't think he has. I think Augie is. I wouldn't call him a good liberal or anything. I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he's not voting for Kamala. But I don't. If he is an extremist, I don't know it. If he was an extremist, I wouldn't take it seriously. Same thing goes for Turkey Tom. If you're extremist when you're a teenager, I'm sorry. I mean, I've known these guys since they're kids. They're adults now. I'm not holding them to it. So I think I should have pushed back on Tipster. Last thing, I hate disclaimers. Disclaimers suck. I hate them because I think a lot of times they're designed to kind of shut people up, or in most YouTubers' cases, if this video results in some kind of bandwagoning or flame war or maybe even a harassment campaign, it's not my fault. I'm just criticizing. All right. Do what you want. Say what you want. But be a human being about it. Say it, get out. Do what I do. Don't turn it into an MOS like we say in the Army. An MOS is a job. What job you signed up for? Don't do what Bobax did. All right? And don't be a part of people that are doing that kind of brigading. I've never been a brigade guy. As long as I've seen brigades, I've laughed at them from the people that I don't like, and a lot of times the people get brigaded, ask for it, they double, triple, quadruple down. But I've never been for them. Goofing a couple days maybe, but when it starts to turn to weeks to months, I'm not for that, and I am not doing. But if you have something to say, say it. I'm not telling you to shut up because I think disclaimers are two-ended. It's CYA and shut up. I'm not telling you to shut up. Say what you want. Speak out if you come to a conclusion on this. Last thing, that was the last thing. P.S. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Here's the video. Just watch it. Let me know.
No, what's good? Happy birthday, man.
Oh, thank you. I do appreciate the donation, but this is not going to be an easy call for you. I'm going to tell you right now.
No, that's fine. I'm here to take my lumps. I'm here to take my lumps.
Well, here's the thing, Tips. And I'll get into the deeper stuff later. I don't understand, and this is more of a question than a criticism. I don't understand. I get being worn, and I think this is what happened to you. I get being worn down by the commentary community. I get being worn down by the fucking pedo shit and all that other fucking horse shit. I get that, you're trying to explain some nuance and something you believe, and then you get turned into a pedo and stuff like that. By the way, I was never one of those fucking guys. I get the frustration. What I don't get, and you got a fucking second chance after you fucked over me, you fucking the rest of those guys over. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand that.
No, honestly, like Nick kind of pointed that out on Twitter. I think it was like yesterday. And I said something along the lines of, I don't regret leaving the community. It was just time for me to move on to.
I don't. First of all, let me correct you. I'm going to correct you. You never left. You never left the community. You left your crew. The community you're still in. You're still a commentator, dude. That's the truth. Yeah, you are. That's the truth.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. But
you're still doing drama. You're still talking about trending topics. You might be doing gaming and whatever the fuck you do. And I've always said your retro stuff is fucking top notch. I mean, that's one of the reasons I liked you when I met you in 2016. But you never really left. Nobody leaves this shit. You left your crew. That's what bothered me. And it was my crew. You did me dirty, and then you did them dirty. I don't understand that. And I forgave you.
Yeah, well, like I was going to say is what I was telling Nick in a response on Twitter was something along the lines of I don't regret leaving, but I regret the way I left. Because I would have liked to leave where we were still on good terms or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I obviously dropped the ball on that tremendously. You
tried to connect them to the alt-right. How's that fucking possible? You're fucking Hispanic. They fucking took you in. Despite me telling them not to. They literally took you in. Augie, Bowbacks. Fuck him now. I get that. Augie, Bowbacks. Everybody. They took you in. The only reason, I've been meaning to say this to you for years. You contacted me in 2016, right before Baited, and we connected over a criticism of me working with Keemstar, right? Did I throw you away? Yeah. Did I fucking block you? Did I tell you to fuck off? No, I was like, all right, let's hear this. Let's check out your content. We both got the retro gaming thing in common. And then you eventually were able to get a platform. You got 100,000. I never got that. Basically through my connections and me fucking saying how cool you are. You know that, right? I mean, I'm not saying you didn't do it yourself. I'm not saying you did, but all that is because you were upset with me going to Baited, even though it was nobody, I had nothing going on. I needed fucking money, the whole nine. That's where it started.
Oh, no. To be clear, I never had a problem with you going to Baited. If anything, I was like, yo, get your bag. My thing was just at the time, I wasn't the biggest
Keemstar fan. Yeah.
So my thing was just be careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're talking specifically,
all right. In fairness, yes, that was your position right there. That was your position.
Do what you
but
it
started off. But the reason we got into the DMs is because you were critical, and then when we talked, it was look, get your bag. I get it, and I'm like, look, I think I remember something to the extent, something to the effect that I will stand up to him when I see fit. But I mean, I'm sure. That's pretty much what it was. And then, the whole Ian Miles Chung thing happened, and you took full fucking advantage of that. Everybody embraced you. Fucking Augie embraced you. Bobax embraced you. Nick embraced you. And then 5 years later, okay, buddy, you're trying to trap them into some fucking anti-trans horse shit? I mean, what the fuck, dude? I don't get that. Why? What did they do to you? My whole thing is, right, Tips, I didn't, if you notice, I didn't jump on the train. I don't know why you blocked me because I wasn't, I didn't do shit to you on Twitter. My whole thing was they got what they deserved because you showed your fucking true colors 5 years ago. And I just accepted it, and you've never apologized. I know you apologized to Nick, and you said you regretted what happened with the whole Ian Miles Chung thing. And because, like, you know, it's one thing liking tweets about my kid starving, right? If you're not my friend. It's another thing if I was cool with you and you're trying to suck up the Medicare's crew. Not directly Medicare, but that whole crew. So when you fucking turned on them,
I was never trying to like suck up to that.
It looked like it. No, I think if we went back, I think if we went back,
no, never.
You put out a tweet prior to the Ian Miles Chung incident happening, publicly telling everybody you were distancing yourself from me. Right? Even though I didn't do anything other than go against Medicare. So that's a little tough to believe.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't recall that.
You were fucking sucking their ass. You were riding high. And that turned into a relationship with Augie, which turned into a fucking 100,000 subs and a plaque. I was never anything but nice to you. And after you did me fucking dirty and I figured out a way to survive it, I forgave you, even though you never came to me balls to bones and said, I am sorry. So why should I believe you? Like, you didn't do shit to me on this whole Keffel thing. You didn't do a fucking thing to me. It was fucking Augie, Bobax, and Tipster you did it to, right? Bobax, even though he's a fucking shit, right? He still didn't deserve that at the time. So why should I believe you now? And I'm saying that honestly, not like trying to like get you. I'm like, why should you believe that now?
No, I mean, like, it's the same thing like I told like Nick or whatever. Like, I own up the fact that like I definitely made mistakes over the course of the past like year and a half.
You sound like Bobax,
but like I don't expect.
You sound like you realize you sound like Bobax right now, right? On Augie's show the other day.
What do you mean?
Because we saw Bobax and he was just like, yeah, you're right, I'm wrong, and what have you. He didn't forgive everybody. He isn't.
But the difference between like Boblax is I feel like Boblax was just trying to like, you know, find some way to save his own ass. And like,
I feel like that's you, except growing
in this community.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure there's some truth in that. But I feel like that's like you, except you were trying to get into the community. What's the difference?
What do you mean?
Well, I feel like you fucked me over to get in good with any community that would take you in, and it just happened to be mine. Well, it's fucking ironic. And I was never nice to you. You made a public tweet distancing yourself from me. You have never apologized for you, and I decided to forgive you. And then 5 years later, you're basically saying Nick, Augie, and even Bobax for that matter, he doesn't are adjacent to fucking alt-right people. We worked with you. You know how careful we were. You know how we don't fucking like racist assholes. You knew that. You knew that about us. You were in. And I think what happened to you is you got sick of fucking getting optics checked, just like Bobax. And you started to resent the people that were helping you. That's what I think. And you can respond now.
I mean, I don't know if maybe I'm misremembering something, but I don't know if I ever said all you guys were alt-right adjacent. I know that I was asked that question.
You better fucking hope that's not the case, because I don't got the shit in front of me, but they'll find it.
I know that I was asked that question specifically about Augie, and I said yes because of some of the people he associated with. But I don't think I ever said that about
not Nick.
Nick, for example.
Okay, I can't get you because I don't remember. I don't know, but I felt like it was a community thing. I didn't feel like it was just like Augie or Nick or what have you.
Because I do remember on what was it? It was the Michael Alberto stream. I was specifically asked that by Aiden about whether I thought that about Augie. And I said, I think that he's alt-right adjacent because some of the people he engages with. But I don't think I ever said that, like, definitely not Nick, for example. Yeah. I don't have any reason to believe that.
Nick used to be right-wing and now he's left. I mean, you know that. You knew that at the time. That's half the reason we got in a fucking fight, because we couldn't put our fucking politics and act like fucking grown-ups. Both of us, by the way, not just me, not just him. I don't know, man. Like, my whole thing with the recent fucking Capitals thing, I don't really give a fuck what your sexuality is. I don't give a fuck who you support. I don't care if you're a leftist. I really don't. I don't. Right? But it's just, it felt like you were trying to get us through her because she was riding high. Actually, you kind of got her on the dip, to be honest with you. And, you know, as far as like trans stuff, even Augie like moved more towards the center as time went on. I just feel like you were trying to tie us up with somebody. I don't fucking hate trans people. I just don't want to say the fucking pronouns. I don't want to be told what to fucking do. And I think they feel the same way. Probably less Nick than any of them. And I think Nick fucking targeted you 4 years for a reason because you broke his fucking heart. And he's not going to say that, but I will. You broke his heart. So how, like, I understand, like, everything you said to Bobax is 100% legit. And by the way, I did retweet one of your tweets or said, or took a picture of it and said, you are everywhere. You have no reason to fucking take him in. He did you fucking dirty. He teased you for months. I didn't fucking have a problem with it when he was doing it, but I would have a problem with it if he tried to come back to you and unblocked you all of a sudden. I get why you think that's bullshit. How are you different than Bobax?
I mean, at the end of the day, if like that's your perception of me, I'm not here to change it. I just
why not? Why not?
That,
like why not? Why not? Don't give me a fucking political line. Why are you different? Tell me from the heart.
I mean, I don't even know what to say, to be
do you see
honest.
Do you see me as just like we weren't real friends or something like that because it was on the internet and we never stood in front of each other and everybody's content?
No,
do you see it that way?
When we were friends, I genuinely did consider you a friend. To be honest, like even with like the recent stuff, I didn't have an issue with you personally.
You still blocked me. You still blocked me.
Well, I was just gonna say why. I didn't really want to engage with this like community all that much, obviously. And then what upset me personally was when you used the fact that you had me as a friend on Discord to drag me into a call on lolcow live. That and admittedly, it's a stupid thing.
Did you hold on a second? I'll give you. Did you block me before or after that? Be honest.
It was after.
Okay, fair enough. All right, fair enough. We were trying to. You know what? I have no problem with that. If that's true, I have no problem with that. You know why? We were trying to exploit you. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
So that
for
was
sure. All right, fair enough. All right, let that go. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to concede on that one. But it's just like
you and me were cool. We still talked about like video games and shit.
Not since Keffels. We didn't talk about shit after that.
No, I remember we talked about the Polymega. That was one of the last conversations we had. And that was after Keffels.
No, that's true. No. Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to lie. No, that's all right.
But yeah, we
because you know what my feeling was. But you know what my feeling was. It's not exactly good for you. My feeling was, fuck those guys. They're the ones that fucking kept you in to begin with. So if you're gonna fuck them over, I told them you're no fucking good years ago. That's how I felt. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have I forgave you. So why do I gotta get mad at you now? You do shit to me. You did shit to me years ago and I'm over it. See, kind of the same way I feel about Bobax now.
Yeah. But no, like
if you block me for that, I get it. We were definitely trying to use you for sure.
No, I think in hindsight, I think it was like a really stupid reason to block you. Honestly, it's just like I could have easily just not responded to that call, and then afterwards talk to you like that was pretty fucked.
You could have called me during the fucking Keffel shit and say I feel differently about things now. I'm saying you're gonna tell your sexuality and shit, but you can say this is something I believe in. I'm a socialist. What the fuck ever? What do I care if you're a socialist? You know me long enough. All I'm trying to do is make people laugh and get rewarded for it and get a donation. That's fucking it. That's all I've ever fucking done. And you know what? Yeah. I have not done it the easy way, and I have not done it by walking the fucking line and doing the most trending topic thing. I did it the way I thought. I don't believe it anymore. Howard Stern did it. He did what he believed. That's the way I've always fucking done it.
Yeah, ultimately, my thing is, obviously, when it comes to, our political views and stuff like that, we don't align and whatnot.
We used to. We used to.
Own the fact.
We used to.
No, I mean, I've always been pretty left-wing. It's obviously not as much as now.
But you were okay with fucking...
I just wasn't vocal about it. I didn't...
Well, you were okay. You were okay with fucking Medicre's crowd at the time, at the time that they were the most right-wing. You had no problem pandering to them at my expense. And you know what I was doing at the end of the day? I was sticking up for crowd who deserved it. And I'm glad I did. Even though I took a huge L, lost subs, the whole fucking nine. Keemstar waiting to swoop in on me, saying I starved my kid. And I'm the one that got you noticed to begin with.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I got to be honest with you. Look, if I did that to somebody, I'd have trouble sleeping at night. Not because it's like the worst thing in the world to do, but just because like fucking I was cool with you. I don't get that. I don't understand. And that's why I say like it's almost the old Medico. I don't think he feels this way anymore because I get the feeling that Cancer's changed his views on a few things. And I used the Ralph thing as evidence. The way he talked to Ralph and he didn't totally bury him when he could have. Like, do you really, like, I have trouble believing that you don't see everything as a means to an end. I want to like be proven wrong or something, or like sort of like what just happened with the blocking over the lolcow thing. That's legit, right? Like, how do I know this isn't different now? How do I know you like? How do I know you're not going to be ultra right wing next week?
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely. Well, like I see, like for example, like a lot of people saying this is like my return to the community. It's like no, I'm not returning to the community. I'm still kind of doing my own thing. It's just a matter of like I'm just tired of like I don't see the value in continuing to have like a feud like with you guys. And I can acknowledge that I didn't perfectly handle the way that I left the community. Yeah, I kind of like I fucked up, and I can own that. Like that's my thing. Is like I didn't come into this call to argue with you or try to
why I'm not. Look, I don't think I'm arguing with you. I'm asking questions.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm asking questions.
Of course not.
Why did you resent us because of the way the community turned out? I mean, I didn't like it either. I was bitching about it in 2019. This is the year of the pedo. Remember that whole thing? I was bitching about it then. That was a year we were good by then.
I mean, you and I had conversations about that.
I hated it. I hated it.
It's we missed the old days of drama when it was like
over
making
FIFA
fun of people
or some
fighting over
shit.
like stupid shit or whatever, or like girls photoshopping their like Instagram pictures and stuff. Like that's when it was fun.
Well, I'm looking at your stuff now. I'm looking at your stuff now. It's all political. So
yeah.
Do you really think you're the guy to be doing this though? Be honest. You're entitled to do it. I'm not saying you're not entitled to do it. You weren't the most politically astute person I ever met. I'm not saying I am. But I always thought I was a little better than you in this department, at least as far as just like knowledge, history, the whole nine. Might be because I'm older. I don't know. I mean, you might have really strong feelings about this, but I know you weren't anti-Trump. I mean, you have every right to be anti-Trump. I'm not telling you not to be. But like, is this really you? I guess that's what I'm asking. Is this you? Is this really you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is it always you?
That's what I'm saying. Is like I've always been like left wing. I just never.
Yeah, but a lot of left wingers
because you got to remember, like a lot of people, especially in like the commentary space, like their whole thing was like, do not talk about politics because like you're just going to cut your audience in half. You're going to alienate half your audience.
And which you did.
And so that's why I kind of like kept it to myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That was
to get along, like, to get along with us, who were seen as publicly right wing. I mean, it's like
no. It wasn't that. It was more from an audience perspective of like you don't talk about that stuff because you're literally going to cut your audience in half. That's what like was always like nailed.
So why did you go so hard, Keffels? That doesn't make any sense. So why did you go so hard on Keffels? So pro Keffels, who turned out to be a crook, by the way.
I mean, I'm not here to argue like in defense of Keffels or anything like that.
I didn't ask you to. Well, you went hard for her. That's a fact. I didn't ask you to argue in her defense. You didn't fucking rip anybody off. I'm well aware of that, but you did defend her and you went in with Keffels. It did feel like I'm jumping on a new bandwagon. I mean, honestly, Tipster, I'm going to tell you flat. I think you're apolitical. I think you always were. I don't think you're left. I don't think you're right. I think you're apolitical. And I think this was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I feel.
That's the way you feel, and that's fine. But like, yeah, that's not right.
I never had these conversations. The only thing you ever got fucking charged up about since I known you was I remember this conversation. What was his name? Not Billy Mitchell, the other fucking asshole, Todd Rogers, right? Because I remember having this conversation. Boy, I bet Billy's next, and you were like, he is next, and he was. Mm-hmm. He was. Whether he did it or not, I don't want to get you sued, but he was. You know, so it's tough to believe that this is all coming from your heart. Like, I haven't, well, maybe because like, you're not that much younger than me. Fucking, I haven't changed that much. I didn't change. The only thing I changed politically is when I went to Iraq.
Shot from the point, bitch.
I don't know, man. It's very difficult for me to believe that you're not.
I mean, that's fair. Like, ultimately, like, you're free to have whatever opinion about it or you want. But, like, no, like, I just think my interests have changed, and so as a result of that, my content reflects that.
Well, am I going to see a fucking video in 3 months that's like Jeremy adjacent because it's getting more views? Because you're not getting the views you used to.
That's what? Sorry, I didn't.
And that's Jeremy adjacent. You know,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Oh,
Quarter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Quartering,
definitely
yeah.
not.
No.
Me and Jeremy are on the complete like.
Yeah, but there was a time when you weren't. There was a time when you weren't. And you by the way, you did good work back in the day. One of the things I always liked about you is, and I don't think you're like this anymore either, you didn't give a shit why somebody lost their channel, whether it was left, right, or in between. You cared that they lost their channel. You cared about censorship, right? And that's not necessarily a left or right issue. You fucking follow the line. Now, I think you'll be okay with a right-winger getting banned.
I think I have a bit more of a nuanced perspective on it, where like I'm not like super on board with like deplatforming or whatever, but like if somebody's using their platform for things that cause like real world harm, then like
that's subjective, and that wasn't your fucking view.
I mean, obviously
back in the
it's
day.
subjective.
Yeah, but that's not what you didn't care back in the day. Now you do. Real world harm is 100% subjective. Free speech is what it's about. That's what you were about.
Mm-hmm.
You were 100% about free speech. Something I always respected about you. So I don't know. Like here's my fear. I'm going to be just completely, totally honest with you. That Nick is going to, because Nick's picks his bowbacks right now. You're going to use this opportunity to come back, and hopefully everybody forgets all the other shit, and you get your channel back in order. Because like I guess fucking she's not coming back. Keffels, you couldn't support. Well, you could, I suppose, but I mean, it's not the future. You know that. If Trump wins, actually, you're probably better off staying left. You're better off staying the opposite wing of whoever's in power. That's always the smart move, because I started to see a move towards the left in 2017. Shocking. You just did it before. You should have stayed on the right until Trump got elected. That would have been a smarter move.
But I'm not in it for like a grift or anything like that. These are like views that I genuinely have, and so my content reflects those views.
I don't believe you.
And I can tell you don't believe that, and that's fine. You don't have to. I'm not here to. I'm not here
to destroy you. I am totally here to understand. I think I've been really fair, because you've seen me over the years. You know my content, right? I usually would start screaming at somebody like you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I told you, I was here to take my lumps, and that's what I'm here to do. You know.
Are you taking your lumps just to get back in?
No, I don't. I don't want back in. I've made that really clear. Like even the few interactions we've had that I've had with Nick or whatever. Like I can own that I fucked up and I treated you guys poorly. Like I can 100% take accountability for that.
Well, what about those left-wing Nazi commies? Are they going to fucking be okay with that? Because as far as they're concerned, we're killing fucking Jews in the Holocaust. Are you going to be okay with that? Because I got to be honest with you, I don't think your side is all that forgiving. I think our side's a little more forgiving. I mean, when I say our side, I don't mean the right. I mean the comment or whatever this clique is. Because I forgave you. I forgave you when you did me dirty. And I was nothing but nice to you. Nothing but nice to you. Fucking loved you, bro.
Yeah.
And I know we're not, when I say I loved you, I mean more content. Like we weren't the best fucking friends in the world even before that. I'm not trying to fake this shit. But I loved you. I fucking loved it. And then I fucking sucked up my pride. And I just, you should apologize. You really should have apologized to me over emails, Chunk. I'm a fucking decent father. I'm not the best in the world, but I didn't let my kid fucking starve. My wife called me up and said the babysitter, who, by the way, called every fucking day at that point and said my son was sick, to the point where like if he just sniffled. And she called me, and she was closer walking distance than I was, said, well, she's choking because you wanted me to walk over there. And I didn't want to do it because it was my day off. It was my day to stream with Dave. So I told her, you go pick him up. Oh, by the way, he's 8 now. He didn't die.
Yeah.
So I'm not a bad dad. I could, you know what? I'm not the best, but I'm not a fucking bad dad. And you were okay to cash on that.
Here's what I'll say, Tommy. I was way out of line for that. And I thought I apologized to you for that.
No, you
Clearly, I
apologized to
didn't.
Nick. You
But
never
I'm gonna do
apologized
it
to me.
But I'm going to do it now, and I mean it. I'm sorry. I should have never did that to you. I knew you were a good father to your kids, and I should have never fucking done that to you. And I genuinely am sorry for that.
I appreciate it. I'll take it.
I said, I can own that I treated you guys bad, and the way that I left, even though I don't regret leaving. I get leaving. I get leaving. If my soccer thing took off, I'm fucking gone. I'm doing this once a week because the pedo shit drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. It's like, what did I get in this for? And I'm talking about fucking age of consent shit every week. I get that. 100%. 100% I get where you're coming from there. But yet it's fucking fuck us over to get in with her. And she's a rotten person. I never did you that dirty. I may have made fun of you. But I mean, everybody gets it in the ass. Like, fucking Nick's fat, you're fat, I'm fat. Everybody's fucking getting goofed on. You can't fucking get mad at us for that. Everybody's getting in the ass at all times. And here's the upside. We get paid. I don't get that, man. I don't fucking get that. Ugh. And you liked me because the reason you watched me is because I fucking punched up all the fucking time, no matter what it cost me. Yeah.
Stuck up for you. I fucking forgave you without the apology, and I still stuck. Motherfucker, man. Yeah, so you're right, chat. Some of this is beer, but I mean every word of it. You're right. I would have blown him up and made fun of him or something. But I fucking mean everything. I don't understand. Blowbacks, I get it to some extent because I think is like if you watch open folders, which by the way you were involved with, by the way, like I get because you can see the pattern. The pattern is the same. And Nick said it's not the same. He's not the same guy he was. That's true. He's just open folders, and whatever is going on in his fucking life is like an overdrive. I don't know what it is. I'm not a doctor. Well, I don't know. I don't want to fucking just yell at you. I want to enjoy myself. It's my fucking birthday, bro. What's up?
Can I ask a couple
Sure.
of
No, sure, Jeannie. Go ahead. By the way, it's my tips. This is my new producer. She's doing a great job. Matt kind of moved on. I don't know if you know that, Tips.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Matt moved on. Here you go. Here's Jeannie. Go ahead. Ask him.
Yeah. So first question is, can you lay out directly how Bo Black's backstabbed you?
I wouldn't use the term backstab. My thing that I was communicating in that email was that Nick had mentioned on one of his streams that Boblex did like this double speak mixed signals thing where he would like tell someone that he was like cool with them or whatever, but then he would like turn around and say something different to other people. And the examples that I gave, I actually tweeted them out, is first of all, there was like a time he DM'd me. He's like, by the way, if anybody ever reaches out to you and tells you like I'm backstabbing you by like telling you that like are talking shit about you in private conversations or on streams, I just want you to know I'm just joking. Okay. And so it's like, it was really weird, especially considering like the bully streams. There were things at that time he claimed he was joking about, but all of a sudden, like it was.
I got to be honest, I agree 100% on Tipster on this one. It was all bullshit. He was bullying you for money. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I would have bullied Free for money if I thought of it first.
Yeah. And then the other thing was the stream that I did with him and Keffels. We all came out of that call thinking that was like a positive conversation that ended well in the end of it. And then the next morning, like I woke up and everybody was pissed at me about that, like how I backstabbed Boblex or whatever. And I'm like, holy shit, like, did I fuck up? So I DM Boblex and I asked him like, hey bro, like I thought we had a good conversation, but if you like are upset about that conversation, like I'm genuinely sorry. Right. And he's like, no, we're good. I thought that was a good conversation. Everything's cool now, right?
So now you know how
so I'm like,
you know
right.
what? I believe every word you're saying. I'm going to interrupt you. I'm sorry. And you can finish. I'm going to let you finish 100%. That's how I feel about you.
Yeah. No, like I said, I own it. I was a dick.
I hope so.
There's no other way to
Look,
put it.
look, with the Keffel shit, you literally did nothing to me. Nothing to me with Keffels. Nothing. And I was just like, fuck that guy. He took advantage of me. I'm going to take advantage of him. Because, you literally had to, all you had to do, because, we've had a million meetings with you over the years, and say, look, I want to do this. This is important to me. And I want to leave commentary. I would appreciate if you guys let me be, because there's going to be a lot of shit I'm going to say. It's going to be fucking.
That's what I should.
And I think Nick would have respected it, because he's fucking. We literally got to fight over the trans shit.
Yeah,
it's all you had to do. Yeah. Just like Bobax, like me and Nick, biggest bastards on the fucking planet, total fucking bad, right wing fucking Nazis. And what happened when I was in Gran Canaria? I'm worried about Bobax. I'm worried about the transition. I'm worried about his well-being. If you would have told us about your sexuality, we would have respected that too. I guarantee it. Because if I would have came out with that, or Nick would have came out, my own audience would have turned on me. Because it would have been a total fucking fake. I've always presented myself as a libertine. Do what you want, as long as it doesn't affect anybody else. And if I'd have came out and fucking thrown you out or exposed you or laughed at you for that, even though you didn't never made me say Z's or anything like that, I would have been the bastard. I would have been in the wrong. And deservedly so. But I don't get why you didn't do this. Like you, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand, and I don't know if you're telling me the truth. And I'm not being like unreasonable. I think I've been more reasonable with you, and I've not always been reasonable with callers. Yes, that who's the guy that fucking he transitioned to Mumpky Jones's friend, and what's his name? Who's that guy I yelled at? It was on the second channel. Digibro, yeah. I wasn't exactly nice to Digibro either. I didn't give a shit. But your own crew, that's what I don't get. Like, do you remember me sticking up for you for the whole fucking thing that started this whole thing? Like, that's another thing I really want to ask you. When the thing came up to the lolly stuff, all right? You remember I put my ass in the line and I stuck up for you, right? During that.
And I appreciate it.
And I know you use some of my stuff and stuff like that because, but you know what it is? Here's what I think happened to you. I think literally the same thing happened to you with Bobax. You got sick of us optics checking you, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Be honest. You got sick of us because you realized just like, fuck, more than you think. Because we used to go to you and tell, it's like, this is the fucking good narrative, and you would do it every time, right up until then.
Is that an optics check?
Kind of. Basically, fucking regurgitate.
You
always regurgitated what we suggested to you. And it wasn't when we weren't doing it. We weren't doing it to fuck you over. We weren't doing it to fuck you over.
See, like when I think of optics check, I think of like if I say something and you guys kind of like check me on it, like this is like a stupid.
All right, yeah. All right, I don't think that literally happened, but I mean, we would tell you like this is probably the way to go, and it was always It was pre-optics check if you want to look at it that way, because I always felt like when the whole thing happened, because I wasn't a part of it, and like I said, I'll say it again, you didn't do shit to me, and the whole Capitals thing, that you just started. It feels like Bobax, like you just started to resent them. After a while, I'm grateful that I've been optics checked. By the way, I got optics checked by something by Nick with Dr. Disrespect. That could have been career ending had he not done it, and I appreciate it. I don't think to myself, "Oh, I wish I would have been able to say my narrative because that was my thoughts and my feelings, and why do I have to listen to Nick?" No, I was like, "Thank you." I didn't think of it that way. Like, why weren't you that way? Why weren't you grateful? I don't understand. Like all you motherfuckers saw me lose sub for years, saw me fucking fight the uphill battle. All you got your fucking plaques and shit. And then you resented the people that got you there? I don't get that. And I don't care if I ever get a fucking thing. But I mean, I watched all you guys grow, get that shit, and I was always fucking like rooting you on. Bobacks, you, Illuminati, name the motherfucker. Willie, even on the good side. Tom, I never ever fucking got jealous. Ever. What the fuck is wrong with you? You could have been friends with fucking her. I wouldn't give a shit. I don't care about her.
No, you didn't.
But she wanted a piece of Nick's ass, didn't she? Be honest.
I mean, if she did, I didn't know.
Oh, come on, man.
I knew that she didn't like Nick, but I don't know if she was like.
You don't think if she saw the opportunity, like you saw the opportunity with me and the shit that I said on Breakfast and Beer with my son, you don't think she would have swooped in? Let's be honest. Come on.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
You want to throw her on the bus, do you? She's gone. She didn't care about you. She never cared about you. You're a means to a fucking end, just like all her fucking fans. I think that's what drives me crazy about you the most. Because Bobax, fucking Augie. Remember, Augie took my side, or your side over mine during fucking, even prior to open folders. And then Nick just took you in, even though he thought you were a fucking idiot. I don't know, man. I'm this is becoming a bigger lecture than I want it to be.
Can I ask another question?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, what's your favorite Resident Evil game?
Resident Evil 2. I think pretty much everybody knows that, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it. Honestly, I would have thought it would have been 8 because of the big titty goth mommy, but
I mean, big titty goth mommies are pretty nice. You know, I'll say that much.
That's another thing. I stuck up for you. I stuck up for you when you were flirting with other chicks. And everybody who's fucking all these fucking right wing idiots. And by the way, I'll stick up for that. We're fucking like, you're not loyal to your wife. I'm like, I'm married, and my wife doesn't care. Like, look, I've said stuff to Ginny live, not privately. I want to make sure. Seth, who's here now, and I've done the whole sex Howard Stern thing. Everybody knows it's fucking jokes. Everybody knows it's good, and I always stuck up for you. Always. Everybody calls you a degenerate and you didn't love your wife and all that shit. And I always, with Dojangles, fucking everybody, I stuck up for you.
Yeah, you did. I appreciated it.
Well, I'm not going to blame you for the fucking, I was going to bring up the fucking, I get the blocking thing. I get that. I didn't give a shit. At that time, I didn't give a shit about you. I didn't give a shit about you.
It was a stupid fucking
Yeah, but I didn't give a shit. I
could have had a conversation.
I would have used you on that one. I'll be honest with you. I don't give a shit. But I would have never done that if you just say, like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this fucking, everybody's fucking a pedophile. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting involved in something that I believe in. This whole trans rights horse shit. And I do think it's horse shit, by the way. Deal with it. But I could have respected it. Maybe it's what you're passionate about. I could have totally respected that. Honestly, there's nothing in my history, nothing that would say otherwise.
Yeah.
You pissed away a good friend. I just want to let you know that. And you know what? Nick was a good friend to you too. You know what? Augie fucking loved you. Maybe you're right on Bobax, but just remember when I fucking bitched about Bobax, nobody listened to me. You pissed away some good friends. And you know what? Maybe that's punishment enough. I don't hate you.
I can 100% own that like I should not have treated you guys the way that I did. And I'm sorry.
All right, bud. Well, we'll leave it at that. All right. You took your lumps. Is there anything you want to talk about? I don't want to see but I really had to get out of my chest.
I mainly came in just to talk about like the vault thing and how like I felt genuinely bad for that when that happened.
The vault thing. It wasn't even your fault. That was Vault's fault and my fault for being an asshole. You know what? Yeah. Here's the thing. Two things can be true at the same time. I'm a fucking jerk off. I treat my friends like shit. And fucking, look, what you post is your problem. You know, I was never going to criticize you for that. You know, if you want to take the chance and criticize zombie douchebag. By the way, that's kind of proof right there that you were on our team on that one because she was a left-wing loon. Would you criticize her now?
I think that a lot of the ways that she handled things were like insanely over the top. So like, yeah, I actually stand by some of the criticisms I gave. I
got. Stop worrying about. Well, maybe it isn't the right advice. Here's the thing: it's the wrong advice if you want to grow. It's the right advice if you want to be respected. Talk about what you know about. Talk about what you believe in. I think that's where you went astray at the end of the day. I think that somewhere along the line that stopped. Because look, the gaming thing, we're all passionate about it. We're all into it, man. You know, we're all into this YouTube thing. You know, it's fed my family 4 years now, and I'm proud of it. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. You can fucking, maybe I'm a loser, but you know what? I'm not that bad. I just bought a house. You know,
I don't think you're a loser for this. Like you're doing something you love for a living, and like you said, you bought a house, you feed your family off of it. Like,
yeah, well, I don't see my internet friends. I don't see my internet friends as future content. If they want to make themselves future on it, and I don't think I've ever used anybody for content that didn't fuck me to begin with. I don't think I've ever done that, and I've taken fucking L's for guys like Kraut that were in some cases in the fucking wrong. But I stuck with him because I didn't want to be that fucking guy that just jumped on it because the train was there. And maybe that's what you should do in the future, whatever.
Well, so, in any case, I don't want to, derail your birthday stream any further. But
I'm glad we had this talk. I gotta be honest. I feel good. I'm glad we had this talk. All right.
Okay. I just want to end it by saying that I can own up to my mistakes. That I didn't handle my departure in the best way, and I genuinely apologize for that. And I don't expect forgiveness.
And I don't care about that shit. You know, I would have helped you if you came to me, even with the sexuality thing. I would have never exposed you for that, ever.
Oh no!
Do you believe that? I guess I need to hear that.
No, I absolutely no, because I seen your comments on it at the time. You thought it was really fucked up that got outed.
I didn't like it.
And that was
I've never outed anybody sexually. I've never outed anybody sexually ever. And by the way, here's the funny part. I don't believe in your sexuality. I think it's complete bullshit. You're gay or straight. That's the way I feel. Accept it or don't accept it. But I never, even though I don't fucking believe in that shit, I still respected you enough to think that was fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not a right-wing wacko. Maybe I'm a fucking just regular dude.
I don't want to derail the stream, but I have a question for Tipster.
No, let him go. He's taken enough from me. Let him go. No, I'm sorry.
I want to ask him a question.
He can ask me
one question. I'm going to let him go because I've beaten him for an hour.
He can ask it, and if I don't want to answer it, I just want to answer it.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
So, I just want to know you because you said you want to build up, like you want me to unblock you and whatever. So, answer me this question and I'll unblock you. During the Chris Tyson thing, you said that the drawing that Chris Tyson got was Bella Delphine-esque. Could you explain that? How is that drawing of a child Bella Delphine-esque?
I'm not interested in relitigating all that shit.
I guess that's a no.
I'll say this. Here's what I'll say about that is that the initial defenses of Chris Tyson were based on the fact that they were facing legitimate transphobia. But as more information came out about Chris Tyson, there's no defense there. They've done absolutely ridiculous stuff that they should not have been doing, and there's no defending them. I can tell you, as somebody who's very much involved in queer communities, nobody's defending Chris Tyson now.
Yeah, there isn't.
They made their bed and now they're sleeping in it.
No, Chris Tyson's fucked.
No one is defending Chris Tyson.
Not everybody's a transphobe, Tipster. It's the truth. Not everybody on the right is transphobe. You know what? I think this might get you fucked up, but I demand is the wrong word. I want you to hear that everybody's either libertine or on the right isn't a transphobe. That's what I want to hear. Everybody that's on the right, this is I know if you're fucking really sorry. I want you to tell me that everybody that's on the right or libertarian is not a transphobe in every case. That's all I want to hear out of your mouth. And
I've never believed that everybody.
I want you. I don't
believe that.
I just want to hear you say it.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Like, no, I don't believe that. You
don't believe that everybody that's on the right, even Christians or far right Christians, are transphobes or libertarians. You don't believe that?
No, not everybody. No.
Okay. All right. Fine. I'm good. I'm not gonna. Yeah, you took a beating.
I mean, it's
done.
why
I'm done.
like
I'm
because
done.
I heard.
I'm done.
Yeah, it's why because like I heard on the stream where you're like, this isn't going to be an easy conversation for you. It's
well, no, you took it like a man. I whatever. If I'm allowed to say that.
Like, I have no problem admitting that like I've made mistakes in the past. I don't necessarily agree with every.
But you believe like.
But I do own the fact that, like, yeah, I made some really fucking stupid decisions, and I think you guys have every fucking right to hate my guts.
All right, fair enough. You're done. You've done your penance. For me, you've done your penance.
For what it's worth, Tommy, when we were friends, I always appreciated you as a friend, and I do acknowledge that I fucked that up, and I'm sorry.
All right. Well, here's what I'll say. I wish you the best, and I hope things... your YouTube career, and if they don't, I hope you fucking enjoy the whole gaming YouTube sphere. Whatever you want to do, and I wish the best for you. I really do. It's not bullshit. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to fucking. I don't know if we're fucking going drinking next week, but I mean that. I mean it almost the same way I mean for Bobax. I hope things get better for him too. I do. I know you guys. I mean, I don't fucking want you to die or anything, for Christ's sakes. All right, I'm glad you said that because I know by saying that you put yourself at great risk for the more radical elements of the left, and that's what I wanted to hear, and I'm good. So, penance done. You're good with me. We are officially good. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe you. But we're good. All right? Is that fair?
Okay.
All right?
Fair enough.
Fair enough?
Happy birthday. Much love to you. And
Thank you for the donation. All right, take care, man. Bye-bye.